Good morning. Welcome to CDT day 123. Had an awesome sleep. I think we got like 9.5, maybe 10 hours of sleep in, so that was pretty sick. Camped in this little forest area that I couldn't really show you last night, but it's just some woods on kind of a hill. I got this nice flat spot. Jesus was up here behind a tree in the forest, and then the road is right down there. So we were able to get a good night's sleep without having to worry about any people giving us problems. And there was a thunderstorm that rolled through, but I think it was mostly over the mountains. We just got caught with like I think 3 to 5 minutes of like hail and a little bit of rain, but that was it. And so it's all dry this morning. There wasn't enough to cause any problems, so sweet. Turns out we did go 21 miles yesterday, and today I'm not really sure what we're going to do, because no matter where we are, we're going to be out in the open desert, and there's really not going to be anywhere to camp or stealth camp. There's no trees, and it looks like a lot of private land, so we're going to have to figure that out. I don't know if we're going to get a room at one of these inns and like hitch out and hitch back, or if we're just going to try to like walk till dark, sleep, and then wake up before light so that we can do it that way. It's hard to tell, but we'll get that figured out when it happens. For now, we have a couple campgrounds, a visitor center, fly shop, something like that, all within the first 10 miles, and also Earthquake Lake, so we'll be able to check that out. I'm going to be taking my time. Jesus left like 10-15 minutes ago at this point. I don't really know why we're going quick, because I need to get food at this next bar and grill, because I did not do like any resupply. I was just relying on these restaurants and the convenience store that we just passed last night. So I'm going to need some food from there to get me to Ennis, and they don't open till 4. And if we go, let's say like a 2.5 mile per hour pace, which is really easy on the road, we'll still get there an hour early. So I'm just going to take my time, I guess. Other than that, I guess we're going to head out on the road, start walking, check out these beautiful mountains that are about to enclose us, and this awesome lake. And I'll tell you guys a little bit about the interesting history of Earthquake Lake and stuff like that. So another road walk day, but I think we can find some stuff to make it interesting. Let's get hiking. So it is 9:20 a.m. on Friday, August 30th, and I'm on the move, heading towards the top of Hebgen Lake, which will eventually transition into Earthquake Lake, somewhere up here in the mountains. There's the end of Hebgen Lake. Going to transition into a river valley that eventually turns into Earthquake Lake. So that's pretty cool. Is that a cafe? As in food? As in breakfast and lunch? Yeah, I think I'll make a quick stop in, see what's going on here. Wow, this road walk has just been great. I'm gonna pay for it once I hit the desert, but for now, I'm gonna enjoy it. Get some breakfast. How about some steak and eggs and toast and hash browns? I just had a delicious breakfast with some, oh my goodness, what is happening? With some really nice people, and it was pretty cheap too. I got that whole steak and eggs, toast, hash browns, and even these Reese's and ice cream to go with me for $19, so pretty awesome. Yeah, everybody's pretty cool, and this little campground is situated right on the river. I'll actually show you now. Yeah, it's a beautiful... Yeah, this is still the Madison River. It's going to continue to be all the way up through Ennis and possibly further. So it's a nice campground. There's lots of cabins around here, lots of RV setups and stuff like that. So it's a nice place. And then, you know, situated in the mountains, can't hurt either. So I'm gonna get back to walking. Jesus was not here, so I assume he just went through. Again, I don't know why he's running, you know, going so fast and skipping stuff, but you know, that's his choice. At least now having this breakfast, I might be able to skip the bar and grill and not have to worry about waiting for a couple hours, and I can make some bigger miles today. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, welcome to Earthquake Lake. I'm going to take a guess and say that this lake may have been formed by the earthquake, just based on all the standing dead trees in the water. This used to be forest at one point. Pretty cool. Also, there's a warning for a bighorn sheep crossing. I still have not seen the incredibly elusive bighorn sheep in my life. And so, hopefully, I could see one before the end of the trail. Everybody said I was definitely going to see them in Colorado. I got jack. But, opportunities abound. This place is just incredibly beautiful. That is spectacular. As well as over here. Just made it to the Earthquake Lake Visitor Center. Very nice rooms in there showcasing the events of earthquake that rocked this area. I'll describe in a second. There's a little remake of the area. Also a bathroom, which was perfect timing because I needed a bathroom break. But here is Earthquake Lake. Gorgeous. So basically what happened was on August 17th, 1959, just as everybody does in the summers here, you have families camping right up in the river valley between Hebgen Lake on the far side, Earthquake Lake here. And it was not called Earthquake Lake at the time. But yeah, families were camping there around just shy of midnight. There's an earthquake that was recorded as a 7.5 on the Richter scale. And that rocked this area and caused a bunch of landslides from these pretty steep mountain walls. All those rocks came down into the valley and just destroyed the area, blocked roads, blocked rivers, and things like that. Trapped a bunch of people in there. So 28 people lost their lives in this disaster. A bunch more were injured, but the U.S. Air Force brought out helicopters to come pick up people and rescue them, and there were a bunch of other, search and rescue efforts to get people out of there that seemed to be pretty successful. But people went as long as almost half a day without food or water, just like trapped in the rubble from midnight until almost noon the next day. So pretty intense situation for sure. So after all that happened, the next year they designated all of this as a national geologic site. So this is now all public land, and it's used to showcase the awesome power of earthquakes and the damage that they can do, and how dangerous they can be to people. So pretty intense natural disaster in our nation's history, but also a beautiful area and very interesting to learn about how that happened. So this whole experience going on this road walk through here has been very cool to be able to learn this much stuff. I just thought it was going to be an empty road walk with nothing to do, but this actually turned out to be a really good section. So I think we're going to be leaving the mountains now, headed out into the desert. I got some water on me and some snacks, and there's a couple restaurants on the way. I think a saloon bar. So I'll be visiting those sometime in the late afternoon. Also, still no Jesus at this location, so I guess he's just carrying along. So I don't know if I'll see him today or catch up with him when we get to Ennis or something, but we'll figure it out. Oh, there's the intense rushing waters of the Madison coming out of Earthquake Lake, and there's also my fate lying ahead. Some desert plains out there, and I'm getting spit out by the mountains. These are the last ones, so I'm all done with them. So they're spitting me out into the desert for about, I think, roughly 40 miles of desert into Ennis, and then after Ennis a couple miles out, and I should be heading into the mountains. So we got ourselves one more desert section. I keep telling myself I only have one more ever since New Mexico, but they keep popping up. So hopefully this is the last dry open desert section of the CDT. Later, mountains. I'll catch you on the flippity flip. Because I am headed away out into nothing. I just hit the intersection of 87, which is like right over there, like a couple hundred feet. So now I'm gonna take a break in this ditch and have a beer. I'm not really interested in drinking beer today, but I forgot that I brought this out with me, and I don't really want to carry the weight anymore, so I'm just gonna drink it. But I'm still enjoying it. I also had a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, and finishing up my Gatorade from yesterday at the convenience store. So just passed through another small town where there's a bar. They're not open yet, so I'm just gonna keep walking. I didn't see Jesus, so he must still be continuing on. So I guess now I'm just gonna walk till dark. Probably skip dinner since I had a really big breakfast, and yeah, find a place to camp. Check out these beautiful Palisades. Palisades are basically just like a big cliff coming off of a flat area at the top, usually down to a river or water source. So that's it right there, that big flat open thing. Hey, while we're at it, we'll go double duty, show you the whole panorama. I just ran into Pabst, who was in the beginning of this clip. He's going to stay here because it's national forest land, but I am still a couple miles short of where I want to be. Look at that. I'm a couple miles short of where I want to be, so I'm going to keep going up the road and try my luck stealth camping at the next water source. Aren't those mountains just gorgeous? So, alright, back to the road. Alright, finally just made it into my camp spot for the night. Pretty close to the highway, just camping near Indian Creek. So it's a water source that runs into the Madison River, but along this area. I've been up on a plateau for a very long time, so water source is really hard to come by. So I had no water for the past about 7 miles, so I was really thirsty. So instead of camping back on public land, I decided to push to get to water tonight instead of tomorrow morning. And I'm so glad I did. I just chugged about 1.5 liters, and I feel so much better. So this beautiful creek here is where I'm going to be camping next to. Just threw up my tent. Didn't put the rainfly on. Looks like a really clear night, so I'm just going to take the risk. So that, you know, the point being that I'm not doing as much work, so I can get to bed quicker. So it's a little after 11 p.m. I did do some night hiking. Totally nice, checking out all the stars, but my feet are beat. Today was a 32-mile day. I don't know the elevation profile, but pretty big day for sure. And it's nice because 25 was my minimum, and because I was 50 miles away this morning from Ennis, so 25 today, 25 tomorrow seemed pretty reasonable. But now that I've done my 32, I only have about 18 miles to get into town tomorrow. So I'm thinking of getting up decently early, maybe like 6 or 7. That's early for me, so that I can get into town like early afternoon and actually like take advantage of town. I don't know if I'll be staying the night there yet or moving on. There is another town after Ennis called McAllister, within 10 miles after, so I could be pushing to that or get a room. We'll figure that out tomorrow. For now, 32-mile day, done. Time for bed. I will check you guys tomorrow.